welcome to the news in English live from Mogadishu. With me, I am Omar Noor. The top headlines include Somali President begins a visit to Ethiopia for talks to mend the ties between the two countries. The Kenyan new President William Ruto has announced a cabinet ministries appoints a Somali MB as the Minister of Defense. Somali government says it is committed to fighting against Al-Shabaab in the country. U.S. military has admitted killing at least 12 people across the world in the military operations, including Somalia. Somali's drought envoy is in Canada for the second day to galvanize the support to the drought-affected people in Somalia. Ethiopian forces are said to have crossed into the Somali border to create a security buffer zone after attacks by Al-Shabaab militants. Somali MBs are joining the war against Al-Shabaab in Hiran region. Welcome back to the news in detail. Somali President His Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has on Wednesday morning arrived in Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa, completing a tour of his country's neighboring countries since his election earlier in May. Somali President has received a warm welcome at Addis Ababa's International Airport from the Ethiopian Prime Minister, Minister of Finance Ahmed Shide, and other top Ethiopian government upon his arrival. And according to the Prime Minister, the Somali leader was welcomed to the land of origin, Ethiopia, and as well as they will discuss the current bilateral relations issues in the region and the fight against Al-Shabaab militants. The visit could signal a warmer ties between the two countries. Ethiopia has been the only country Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has not yet visited since winning the election in Mogadishu in May 15th. The raised eyebrows with the people speculating whether the two countries' relations are still at loggerheads. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has toured Kenya, Djibouti, Eritrea, Tanzania, Uganda, Egypt, reviewing all of each occasions, the boosting the ties between the countries. In July of this year, Somali militant group Al-Shabaab breached Ethiopian defenses for the first time, raiding the border town and other cities within the country. Ethiopian military rebuffed the group, but there had been damages left, including deaths of the Liu police after Mohamud's visit to Egypt in August of this year. Somali government had to clarify it had not yet sided with Egypt on the Nile Dam dispute. The Egyptian president has quoted Mohamud as saying that the shared mutual natural resources should not be unilaterally controlled. Ethiopia, the biggest source of the Nile waters, has been embroiled in dispute with Egypt, Sudan, after it began constructing its grand dam in the Blue Nile. Cairo has demanded an agreement on how to manage the filling of the dam, which Ethiopia has ignored, filling thrice and launched partial electricity production. Somalia has been on the sidelines between the two countries, according to the critics, but Villa Somalia has strongly denied reports that it has sided with Egypt in the dispute against Ethiopia. A delegation led by Somali's Minister of Transport and Aviation, Firdausa Usman Egal, has attended the opening of the 41st meeting of the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, in Montreal, Canada on Tuesday. More than 3,000 delegates from ICAO member states and representatives of the international organization have attended the conference in Canada. The meeting will continue from the September 27th until 7th October, during which member states and representatives from the international organizations will establish the ICAO's priorities supporting the increased sustainability and the digitalization of the 21st century of the air transport. For Somalia, a member of the voting countries, is benefiting this conference to advance its efforts in the aviation sector, said Minister Firdausa. The Minister of Aviation and Transport of Somali Federal Government, Firdausa Usman Egal, has announced that the conference would showcase Somali's achievements and development efforts in the aviation sector. She will also meet with the ministries and the head of the ICAO, as well as the organization is participating in the conference to achieve the goal of Somalia of becoming one of the most advanced countries in the aviation and air management. ICAO is a United Nations specialized agency that works with at least 193 member states to set and audit safety, security, emissions, navigation, and facilitation standards to shape and improve the international air operations across the world. U.S. military has admitted killing at least 12 civilians in the drone strikes across the world. 12 innocent civilians have lost their lives and 5 civilians were wounded because of the U.S. military operations across last year, according to the congressionally mandated Pentagon report released on Tuesday. 10 of the civilians killed in 2021 were killed during a poached drone strike that the U.S. military conducted in Kabul August 29th last year, one day before the end of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. The report stated 7 of the 10 civilians killed in the incident were children from Afghan family. The poached drone strike triggered a U.S. Air Force investigation and an apology from the then head of the U.S. Central Command, Frank McKenzie, acknowledged it was a mistake unanimously and no U.S. military leader or troops were penalized for that strike. 2 other civilians were killed in 2 separate airstrikes in Afghanistan last year. One conducted on January 8th in Herat, Afghanistan, and one conducted in August 11 in Kandahar within Afghanistan. 2 civilians were injured during a U.S. airstrike conducted in Kandahar, Afghanistan, and January 18th last year, the report has released. 3 civilians were also injured when a U.S. conducted an airstrike in Kunyabro district within Lower Shabelle region, southern Somalia, on January 1st last year, the report from Pentagon has confirmed. That's it for our today's English news. Live from Mogadishu with me, I am Omar Noor, and the entire team of the program will leave you. Bye for now.